How to Be a Gentleman Part 1 is pretty easy to understand actual actions that you shouldn't do without permission. How to Be a Gentleman Part 2 is about evening up the score with the way that we talk about things that we should be worried about. I turned 30 this year and I still daydream about having superpowers. In particular, I like to daydream about being Wolverine. But I've been daydreaming about being Wolverine for a really long time, like since I was a kid. I think I get a little bit carried away sometimes. But that's okay. I'm allowed to. Which brings me to my first point. Wolverine. When I'm Wolverining, being Wolverine, well, pretending to be Wolverine. When I'm pretending to be Wolverine, it's because Wolverine's awesome and I like pretending that I'm Wolverine. But I found something out not that long ago, and girls apparently like to pretend to be Wolverine too. Well, maybe they don't like to pretend. This is a lady Wolverine. It's nowhere near as sweet as my Wolverine, but it's also way less fun. This is something that women do when they walk into their cars or to their doors or home because they're terrified that someone's going to try and do something to them. They're going to Wolverine them. And this is the difference between men and women. That's one of the things about being a gentleman is that maybe we don't all understand is that we get to be Wolverine because it's awesome. And Wolverine's a boss, and women all over the world are being Wolverine because they're terrified that something bad's going to happen, that someone's going to try and grab them or do something. That's literally, I have never done this to get to my car in my life, ever. So that's consideration number one. We should make all the Wolverines the good Wolverine, like the best Wolverine. Because this Wolverine sucks. Drinking. When I go out to have a drink, I get told, hey, don't drink too much, man. Be careful, because in the morning, I might have a headache. Whereas my sister gets told, don't go out drinking too much in case you get too intoxicated and someone takes advantage of you. That's actually crazy. I have literally never been told, be careful of how much you drink in case someone puts their hand up your skirt. Granted, I don't wear a skirt that often, but it's never been a consideration for me. That's a consideration for literally every girl that goes out. What? No, don't get too drunk, don't pass out anywhere in case something terrible happens to you. What? People should be able to pass out everywhere and know that they're going to be safe wherever they are. Imagine that as a result. That would be amazing. I know if I pass out, I'm at risk of having my face drawn on by my drunken friends, but that's about as bad as it's going to get for me. And that's been about the entirety of my consideration for potentially getting blackout drunk. I also actually don't know any guys, and this is purely my own experience and I'm sure it happens, but I don't know any guys that have had their drink spiked. But I know dozens of girls that have had their drinks spiked. As dudes, someone is doing this. Someone knows someone who's doing this. I don't, fortunately. But if I did, and I knew it, you got to call them out. You got to tell people this has got to stop. If we want to make a difference, then the guys that see that happening and don't agree with it need to step up and just tell the guys that are doing it, thinking about doing it, bragging about it, tell them it's not appropriate. If we're all going to worry about stuff, we should all just be worrying about getting headaches. How am I going to drink the Gatorade while I'm lying down in my bed and not spill it everywhere? Is 24 McNuggets too many McNuggets to eat in one sitting with a hangover? We should all be worrying about that. I don't think it's great that my sister and I have to have different considerations when we head out. We should both just be equally worried about chicken nuggets and Gatorade.